Honey, make sure you mute yourself, please. Honey, thank you. Hello. Welcome to our lovely new chronicle of, I was going to say Changeling the Lost, of It's Werewolf the Apocalypse, guys. Um, yes, I am so excited. It has been a month of technology issues, but we're here, finally. And as you can see, we have a lovely cast. There are 2 familiar faces on here, and there's 2 new faces here. We will have everybody introduce themselves here shortly for their characters. But as always, this is an 18+ stream, as you saw with our disclaimer. There will be tough topics that will be discussed throughout the series. And as always, if anything is particularly triggering, please step away. Your mental health matters more than us yelling at each other, getting angry, and rolling dice. So, my brain just fizzled for a second. Hi, guys, ADHD. It is early afternoon. It is February time in Virginia Beach. If you are anywhere near from the South, winters are usually mild. In the South, there's no snow. I would say it's in the 60s, which is kind of warm for the state of Virginia, but due to climate and everything that has been going on the last few years, this is the norm. Which is sad to say, but it is. All of you have gotten an invite to go to Nana's house. Yes, everybody calls her Nana. If you call her anything else, she gets mad. With everyone, it is a potluck kind of thing. So it is everybody bring a covered dish, as she loves to call it. There are certain dishes you are not allowed to bring. The following dishes are not allowed to be brought: the mac and cheese, the collards, anything with sweet potatoes, and the macaroni salad, because she makes them herself. And as someone who's grown up in the South, that is a strict rule for a lot of gatherings. The grandmother always makes those side dishes every single time. My grandmother does that. So, Soriée, you live with Nana, if I remember correctly.
That I do.
Why don't you describe what Soriée looks like and what she would be doing at Nana's house before everybody else arrives?
Uh, Soiree is soiree is a lot. Soiree is not only getting ready for this gathering, but Soiree is also trying to figure out if she is even allowed to be near the kitchen, and has just assumed no is the answer, just for
She
her own safety.
she let you in the kitchen today.
Okay,
She's
that's
in a good mood.
it's terrifying. So Soiree is dressed in normal attire, a cross between work attire, because Soiree is a bartender at an adult bar, and at home attire. So Soiree has kind of like mid back length, but done up in 2 like pigtails, dark brown hair, bright hazel eyes, a slightly covered with makeup birthmark on the right side of her face, a couple facial piercings here and there, and it's very, very curvy in all of the different places. But Soiree is about a little bit more than average height. Soiree is about 5'8".
Okay.
Um, and while clad in house shoes, because there are no outside shoes in the house, is kind of the
Correct.
normal standard. Soiree has taken to wearing basically fluffy bunny house slippers that she once upon a time brought Nana a pair and does not know if they ever saw the light of day again. Um, and just clad in a tank top with an overcoat cardigan to be respectful, and then fishnets with booty shorts with thigh high like warm socks, because while the winters are mild and Sawyer does not in fact get cold, just to make sure having appearances, and then the fluffy bunny slippers. And Soiree is basically helping, just as soon as a dish is done, just gloved hands go into oven mitts, and then it is transported to the potluck table where there are a plethora of knitted, basically pot holder squares
Yep.
across the entire table, and the tablecloth is down, and the protective sheet under the tablecloth is
Yep.
down. Because if anything happens to this fucking table, Soiree will know the Umbra biblically.
Yep. Also, among like the knitted pot holders and everything, there's cutting boards that you
Uh-huh.
sit the hot dishes on, and
Mhm.
there are slotted spoons, tongs. There's even wooden spoons, slotted wooden spoons. It's a whole ordeal.
Yes.
And she has the nice dishes out tonight.
And Soiree just kind of anything Nana needs help with, like Soiree is just done. Soiree is also has been just supplying Nana with two big glasses of gin and tonic, two big
Beautiful. Her
glasses
mint
of
juleps.
yeah, mint julep, gin and tonic, anything that like might ease the mood. She has already got the things for the sangria prepped in the corner for the after session if people decide to hang around too long. She also has the glasses prepped for the it's time for you to fucking leave coffee that will eventually be brought out if
Yep.
people decide to overstay their welcome for a bit too long. But she has also just put everything in the corner for Nana to make the sweet tea because Soiree knows Nana makes it better than anybody in this entire fucking universe.
Yep. So your Nana is going outside to the front porch
Mm-hmm.
as a familiar vehicle with three passengers for this today are pulling up. She's picking up a glass container with the spigot at the end. For those who know, this is sun tea. She's picking that up to go take it inside to finish it up. And she stops, waves, and she's like, seeing the car park. And she's just waiting for Travis to get out first. Travis, would you like to describe yourself?
So, coming out of the solid black Dodge Charger, as I had, I had to make the joke, Sam. That one's for you. Is a 6'4" masculine figure, broad shoulders, kind of that like muscle belly, like full faced beard, long down to like the mid back shoulders, and kind of like a little braid. He's gussied up just a little bit today. He asked Zoe for a little bit of help because he can't see.
So he was definitely braiding it in the car.
in the car.
She was in the back seat.
And gauged ears, just not really a young face, but not an old face. There's definitely some bits of wrinkles in there of like he's seen some shit, but he's a bit younger, tatted all to hell. Just full sleeves, gauged ears with like those gauges you can stick your thumb through.
Oh God, so they're that big. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And
I'm gonna
he's wearing like
in my notes.
his classiest t-shirt with a short sleeve button up. Wants to look a bit nice for Nana.
Love that.
And jeans and military boots that seem to like they don't belong in the color concept of what he's wearing, because they're just these big ass tan combat boots.
Now, Travis, you better not be dragging mud in my house.
Nana, why in the hell would I would never track mud into your house. This is a place. This is where we come to feel at home. Why would I intrude and do that? I would never.
All right. I need to get in and finish that sun tea. Get Zoe and Alex out of the car.
All right, leans down. All right, Chocofucks, let's go. I
Who
say
gets
it
out
as
of
a
the
term
car
of
next?
endearment, Zoe.
Since Zoe was spoken to first, Zoe, describe what you look like.
You make a pouty face and get called out. So So Zoe will exit out the back seat of the car because she was braiding Travis's hair as they drove, as she clearly would. So she steps out. She is about 5'10", fairly solid frame, not too broad in the shoulder, but broad enough. She has long blonde hair that's like it's pulled back, like the top half is pulled back into a ponytail. The rest just kind of falls with a little bit of like kind of curls at the end. Her cheeks are like very pink, like she's just happy and excited to like be here and be involved as she like starts pulling all of the casserole dishes out. And she pulls out one that's very clearly she got Grandma's approval to bring in dessert, even though Grandma makes most of it.
Love that.
And despite the weather, she's wearing sandals because of course she would be. They're not actually, but they do look like Birkenstocks. Because who she is, you know this. And she's got on like a white and green like gingham dress with like a blue cardigan that has daisies on it. But the sleeves of the cardigan are pulled up, and on one elbow you can see the phrase "fuck the patriarchy" tattooed. And then when the hair shifts, you can see another one on the back of the neck, which is like the two fingertips touching each other. And on each hand, there is a set of initials on them. So one hand says ZR, which is Zoe's initials, and the other says GR, which are her mom's initials.
That is the memorial tattoo, if I remember correct.
Yes. Because we love Mama. We are Mama's girl. We're a Mama's girl. I still are.
All right, big boy, Alex. Xander, my dude. What do you look like?
I have a mental image of Alexander looking like Dave Bautista. I don't know why. Just is what comes to mind. Just big old burly muscly dude. Has burns running up the side of his neck that invade his face and almost look like a claw, like stretches into the mouth, onto the nose, up here. He's got he carries himself pretty plainly, hunched shoulder, just kind of a nonchalant, non-care. Today he wore a nice like button-up shirt and blue jeans. It's not his usual everyday attire, but he was going the nanas, so he put in as much effort as he's capable of.
Bless. So, you all go in. Nana's house is kind of small. It's a ranch-style home. If you know anything about ranch-style homes, they're one story. A lot of tchotchkes, a lot of doilies. Like, she is a classic Southern lady. And of course, there's some Hummels. If you know anything about Hummels, there's these little collectible children porcelain things. Also, some precious moments. However, Bean, what the hell are you doing?
Fucking precious moments.
She would have precious moments.
Nana would have precious moments.
Hi, my grandmother also has precious moments. So I'm like, what
That
does my
is not a
grandmother have in her house? Like, what does she have in her?
Does Nana have a creepy doll in the corner?
Yeah, she does. She does. It's a Raggedy Ann doll. It's a Raggedy Ann one. Yeah.
Oh no!
Raggedy
Oh
Ann.
no!
It's a little Raggedy Ann sitting on a little wooden rocking chair.
Yep.
Everyone.
And
Nope.
there's also
that's Annabelle.
There's also a Raggedy Andy sitting right next to it, holding hands.
Everybody except for me. I think Alexander goes and looks at them curiously.
Nope.
I think as soon as Zoe walks up the carport, Soriée will not only hand Zoe her own pair of fluffy bunny slippers to slip into, but start taking like the casseroles from Zoe. Like, here, let me help you with that.
Oh, thank you. Okay, here.
Nice to
Be
see
careful.
you.
It's nice to see you. Be careful with the blueberry cobbler, because it's still a little warm.
Do I need to stick it in the oven once it's free?
I mean, it's always better warm.
All right, you go switch your shoes before Nana gets on
Okay.
you about that.
Thank you.
If they
If
don't fit, I have another pair somewhere that might fit you as well.
if you wouldn't mind, could you fit my dish in the oven as well? It needs to be a bit warm.
You got legs and you got arms. You were a gentleman.
I'm taking my damn shoes off.
I bet
All right,
be
fine.
hearing the children arguing out in front.
Of course
It's
not,
okay, Miss
Nana.
Nana.
Never would think of it, Nana.
And Swery will, in
Please.
fact, pile.
I may be old, but I can still hear.
I know. Nana, am I putting the cobbler in the oven to warm? And Swery will head back in.
Yeah, you could put the cobbler in the oven.
God damn, why is she always so mean to me? She loves you. Why is she always so mean to me?
Maybe you should wear a dress.
See, I'd love, honestly, and think about it, I can't find any that fit my figure well.
I mean, that's what altering's for.
They got a maternity store down the street.
It's I will pick you up over my damn shoulders. If you want me to get rid of the goat, we can always stop going to the restaurants. That's what I fucking. That's what I thought.
Alexander's gonna look at you the most hurt
Mm-hmm.
puppy dog.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
It's fucking muscle. Thank you very little.
That's a new one. Thank you very little. I'm gonna save that for later.
Really, you never heard that? I say that all the time.
love that.
Finally, someone else that says it.
So as y'all are squabbling in the doorway, Nana does have house shoes for everybody. But there's another pair sitting there that usually y'all never see except for the 4. There's a 5th pair sitting there. They're a soft blue, and of course they have little fluffy tops to them.
Yes.
And then y'all hear it. A motorcycle pulling up. There is a small woman, about 5'5". Deceptively looks like she can't throw somebody over her shoulder. Wearing black leather pants, boots, tank top, leather jacket, long black hair that is pulled back into a ponytail. Of course, she has a helmet on because in the state of Virginia, you have to wear a helmet while you're driving a motorcycle. Very bright green eyes, and of course, there is a knife on her shoulder, not her shoulder, her waist, that is about yay long. And it's shaped in a way where it has the hilt, and then it is a triangle dagger all the way in. Yes, you need to let in the cat. She is fighting the door. Sorry, my husband messaged me. And it's the edges are made of silver. She's fighting the door. Hold on, please hold.
This cat.
She wants to hang out with my husband.
Precious baby.
Precious baby.
Baby.
So she's walking up to the house after she pulls something out of the saddlebags. It's a small Tupperware container. And she's making her way in. She looks at all of you. And she calls out, Nana? And she's like, Glacia, honey, I'll be out there and meet you in just a second. And she just looks at the ones that are still squabbling in the doorway. Soriée is nowhere to be seen, except for in the kitchen.
Zoe has gone inside and like found a corner. Has probably pulled out one of her crochet projects.
Okay, so Glacia's looking. So you're probably Alexander points at Alexander.
Alexander
Right?
doesn't respond to, like, he looks her up and down and then he goes inside.
Lupus. Got it. Lupus born. Got it. And then she's just looking at Travis. Yep, you're definitely a Travis. The small one, I'm guessing, is Zoe.
Yes.
Where's the other one?
Points towards the kitchen with the crochet hook.
Though you see as Glacier's just kicking off her boots, put on the fluffy blue slippers, like she owns the place, and makes her way to the kitchen. Looks over, gives a little way to Soriée, sets the container down. She's like, all right, I made puppy chow. So
Ooh, good choice. Good choice. Do you need a? Do you want to borrow a nicer container to stick it in?
yes,
you can
I
make
would.
sure.
Yes,
Okay. I
I
don't want you going home without your Tupperware. It's just
that
what it is.
if it ends up, I mean, somehow the lid will end up back here anyways for some reason. Have you
All
not
right.
heard? Have you not heard the curse of Tupperware? Somehow you always have more lids than containers.
Oh no, I think Aunt Nana's got a whole ass drawer with that, but I want to at least attempt to make sure you can leave with yours intact. Hospitality and all that. Did you want me to grab you a drink?
Ah,
I can make
has
you
she
something.
finished? Has she finished making the sweet tea yet?
Nana,
What?
I love you.
I love you too. I heard. Yeah, the sweet tea's done. It's cooling in the fridge right now.
Thank you. Can I serve it to our guest?
Yes.
Do you want me to pop a couple ice cubes in there for you? Or do
Yes,
you like it?
please.
Okay. I won't tell. So I will go and make a glass for Glacia.
Thank you. Ugh.
You should probably claim your seat before the other ones too. Make sure you get a comfy one. I put the comfy chair pillows on all of them, but if you have a preference on which one you want before musical chairs starts,
I'll sit after musical chairs.
and so I will go make her a drink.
Thank you. So, what are the other three doing while these two were in the kitchen?
Well, I think after putting my house shoes on, um, did Soriée end up taking all the dishes?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Travis is just gonna poke his head in like around the kitchen to see if Soriée put his dish in the oven.
I think it was Swear only asked permission for the cobbler, but it's probably
Yep.
I just imagine
near.
it
It's
sitting on
probably
top of the
counter.
stove.
So, you're in the kitchen, right?
Just
Now-
on the outside. Just on the outside. Just
Just
yeah. Is that?
So, why is he peeking in here? Like he looks like a lost soul.
I mean, he might be. I don't know his life.
Glacier, just look. What do you want?
I was just gonna ask Nana if I could come in real fast to put my dish in the oven to warm as well, just to make sure the cheese is not just a glooping pile of mess.
She'll just. Glacier will hold her hand out for the dish.
It's
Swear, just-
on top of the stove.
It's next next to you.
She'll just grab it, put it in the oven. You do not hear Nana say anything.
Thank you kindly.
Mm-hmm. What did Nana make for the main dish today?
Oh, I was too afraid to ask. Nana,
What? She'll come in. She's all dressed now.
well, don't you look pretty?
She's in a pair of blue jeans, a nice little cozy sweater. And of course, a cardigan over the sweater
Of course.
that is definitely made of that is crocheted, and it has a bit of fringe hanging down from it.
Is this one that Zoe made?
Yes.
Sora's gonna kind of point at it and be like, "You're gonna make Zoe cry. She's gonna be so happy to see you wearing that."
Why
Miss
would
Glacier
I
was
wear
ask-
it? She made it for me.
Well, I know, but I'm just telling you, girl's a little sensitive. She's real cute though, so it's always nice seeing her happy. But Miss Glacier was asking, what's for the main course this time?
I made a bunch of steaks for y'all tonight. We're having a steak dinner.
All right. Well,
And also, I made extra for Alexander because we know he's has a big old appetite.
I don't know how you do it. You got an answer for mostly anything.
I don't know how I do it either sometimes. It just happens.
Let's hope it's genetic. Didn't skip my generation. Do you need me
Yeah.
to do anything else before
Table set.
table set?
Side dishes are all out, minus the ones that need to be heated up in the oven.
Correct?
Nobody fighting.
Doesn't sound like it.
All right. Let's go sit down.
Mhm.
Eat. We're going to teach Zoe what she needs to know today, which is the tenets of the litany, as she needs to know. If she didn't already, well, it ain't really written. Most of our stuff is oral or verbal. But all right, y'all go sit down.
All right. Miss Glacia, after you.
She'll head out into the dining room. Nana's already sat down.
Yep. All right, we'll follow.
Nana's looking out. All right, sit down. We're eating.
I'd
So
say
you'll leave-
so Alexander brought ham rolls,
Mm-hmm.
but he brought 2 containers in like butter containers that aren't butter, they're ham rolls. One of them he set on the table, but one of them he kept to himself and has been sitting next to the creepy dolls and is just eating out of the container. So he comes wandering in with this butter container eating ham rolls out of it. What?
You know what? You could have just
says
asked
meat-
for a nicer dish.
There ain't nothing wrong with recycled butter.
No, there ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, it's like with the cookie tins.
Oh, you mean the sewing tins?
Yep. So she's
Okay.
like, she
Sits down.
motions to Alex. You're the seat over because you have the biggest plate.
He swaps the pillows.
Alicia sits right next to Alexander.
He tries not to like make a deal about it, but his body language clearly like goes from nonchalant to semi-tense.
All right. So where does everybody else sit around the table? So we know Granny's at the head of the table.
Of course.
Nana or Granny, whatever y'all want to call her.
It's Nana.
Is
Glacia
Glacia to
It's
her
to the
left? Or right?
left.
So I will sit on the right.
Okay. And then Alexander is there. Who is at the other end? Is it Travis or Zoe?
I would think it would be Travis because he takes up more space. So he'd need the end where Zoe's like smaller.
Fair.
So you're sitting next to Soriée.
Yes.
Cool.
So he's just like,
I sit next to my best friends.
The best friends.
My best friends.
I think Zoe probably
Then
also
I have
knows not
a-
to put Travis and Swell right next to each other.
Yep. I'm about to
Yeah.
say, I'm sitting next to the barrier that is between me and Soriée.
So Nana motions for y'all to make your plates. She'll be the last one to make hers. And she sits there, and as everybody's eating and everything, it's very calm. And Nana's like, well, I want y'all to meet Glacia. She is one of the pack heads for the local sept. For a sept, it is multiple packs that go to a certain cairn. She's one of the pack heads for the local area as well, besides you lot. She is she's just like you, Zoe. She is a children of Gaia, and she is a Theurge. However, she has a strong reputation of having the most ritual combats under her belt. And she's looking right at Alexander.
His body language detenses a little bit.
She has come to inform me that there's going to be a moot tomorrow night up at the ocean front at the Cairn, which is to discuss some things that are happening locally on more of the spiritual end of things, because there have been some things that are very concerning. I don't know all the details because I don't mess with all that stuff anymore. I'm just happy living in my retirement years and guiding the youngins when they need it. But y'all get to go to the cairn. Y'all get to see what's going on. And if any of y'all get in a fight or anything, y'all can just jump in the ocean and it'll heal you up. Granted, it is February, so y'all need to pay attention on who's watching out there. Though most of the time at the nighttime, all you see is the drunks leaving the bar, but you know. Because you know, the boardwalk is just full of bars these nights. If y'all have any questions for Glacia about what she does or anything, y'all can do that. However, Miss Zoe, how are your studies going for school?
Good. Yeah.
You still on the dean's list?
Of course. I have to be on the dean's list. Gotta make Mom proud.
Good. You been keeping an eye on her, Travis?
I've been keeping both eyes on her. She's best intern I've ever had. Best assistant world's ever seen.
Good boy. Alex, how you been doing?
I'm eating steak. I'm doing pretty good.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Nana.
And Soriée, there hadn't been any bar fights lately, has there?
Not at my bar. Granted, you come with me most nights. So
Yeah. I mean, Mermaids is pretty nice. They make good alcoholic drinks, and then sometimes you know what? We're gonna keep that to myself.
Nana, I don't need to know what you get up to with my coworkers and what conspirings you got going. I already know that some of them pour a little too heavy for my liking whenever they serve you, but I know better than to correct you.
I mean,
Why
look
send
at
them
me.
your way?
Look at me. I mean, they ain't gonna tell me no.
Retirement looks good on you. That's all it is. But no, I ain't heard of any problems at any of the other ones. Granted, I haven't talked to nobody at Peabody's besides Barbie. Barbie ain't had reason to not handle it themselves. So
That dang Peabody's, I swear. That's where all the military men seem to go these nights.
of course they do. You seen what they wear? They make them wear there.
Nah, I ain't ever been there.
You remember what I used to wear when I worked at Peabody's?
Yep.
That's what all of us wore.
Them poor ladies.
And ladies. Couple
Ladies.
fellas.
Couple fellas.
But no,
No, I prefer going to Rainbow Cactus. That place is more fun.
I imagine.
Anyways, now Zoe, as you may know, we have a code of customs and conduct that we all follow as Guru. It is up to interpretation. However, these are the ones that y'all have to shape to work for you. Number 1, combat the worm wherever it dwells and whenever it thrives. The worm is what is destroying what we have on this earth.
Oh, it's what's
Alex?
hurting Gaia.
Correct. Alex, are you all right? Are you struggling with your steak over there? Did I make it too tough?
No. It's gnawing on the bone.
All right. Respect the territory of another. Like y'all respect my house. Like Miss Glacia is respecting my house. When people visit you at your job, they respect you at your job. Because that is your territory. Accept an honorable surrender. Submit to those of a higher station. Within, I always say within reason. Because sometimes those in a higher station are absolute dickheads. And they don't need to be listened to.
So put them in their place, but nicely.
Correct. Respect those of lower station, for all are of Gaia. Except for black spiral dancers, we don't like them. Or the Gita Fenris, we punch them right in the face, right in the mouth.
Right in the face.
The first share of the kill for greatest in station. That one's up to a really weird interpretations that I don't feel like going into tonight. Eat not the flesh of humans.
I don't want to be a cannibal.
Sometimes when you
Oh.
frenzy, you might accidentally rip the chunk out of somebody.
I've been good.
Yes, we know, sweetheart. You're doing wonderful.
You're doing great. That's why we go to them restaurants.
Yes.
I
The
do
veil
like that butter garlic.
Yes. The veil shall not be lifted. Basically, do not reveal what we are. Try not to reveal what we are. The nasty little worm spawn leeches, mosquitoes. They call it a masquerade. This is our version of it. The leader may be challenged at any time during peace. Which means if somebody's fucking around and finding out and they're not doing a great job, you can challenge them while we're in times of peace. However, if we are in wartime, you may not challenge them. No action. Take no action that may cause the Caern to be violated. The Caern is sacred. If you do anything that violates it, you'll be seen as a pariah, and you will be marked as one. Which means, if you want to use the Caern for later purposes such as healing and stuff, you may end up having to do the Sept or a pack a huge favor in order to access it. If not, if you try to sneak in, you will be executed. Those are the tenets of the litany. These are laws that we follow by. Well, code of conduct, but all packs are different, as we all have our own skills. What our first change was under what moon and all. You and Travis are Theurges, which means you have stronger ties to the Umbra and the spirits. Alex here likes to punch things. And then my darling dear, is probably the voice of reason. Once you fill in the role. My role in all of this time, when I have to flip through my pages of my binder, because I actually have it. Look at me.
I imagine Nana is actually flipping through recipe cards.
Yep. Also, the thing for Soriée is also calling shit out when it needs to be called out. And my job is to make sure our history moves on. I tell the stories, I tell the tenets, I chronicle everything that has happened in Guru history. That is my job. For those who do not know, she is a Galliard. Which is the easiest way of saying they are basically the bards. Chilladoxes also line up with it, but she tends to lore keep and or storytell. That's her big thing. Now, y'all have a moot coming up, which means if any y'all have beef with anybody, y'all can challenge somebody at a moot. It is going to be held at midnight, because that's when humans aren't really going to be around at the beach. Because we got to keep it quiet. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I do know there is going to be some celebration. And there are 2 new people that are new to this life as well that are going to be announced. And there is going to be a discussion, which I can spoil it here, about the fact that Caern is getting weaker.
Two new, including Zoe.
Zoe has been changed for about over 6 months now, almost a year.
Almost a year.
Oh, this is just your first mute.
Moot.
Yeah.
Moot.
2 O's.
Moo.
Yes, moo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Correct. Move.
That's what
So,
we're going to call moots from now on, is moo.
Moo.
so moves. So, uh, I mean, the Cairn getting weaker. That's definitely cause for concern. Yeah.
It is very much a cause for concern.
Do we have any kind of idea why? What's been happening?
Glacia
Any-
just sits there. She's like, well, it hasn't. It's nothing to do with the Umbra, as far as I'm aware. But usually a Cairn can get stronger if there is a guardian spirit guarding over it.
Right.
It does not have one. It has not had one in over 50 years.
Well, shit. Mhm. N- Now, Nana, is this something that can be fixed? Something we can find and it?
It is something y'all can go find, but it ain't gonna be easy and it ain't gonna be fun. Which y'all may need to take a trip in the Umbra, but it depends on who the Sept selects to go. Though y'all have a higher chance because points at Travis and Zoe, we have 2 Theurges for y'all's little pack.
Exactly. We're the smartest people here. Besides you, Nana. Besides you, Nana.
She just raises a brow, sipping her tea, and then sipping her mint julep afterwards.
So he just reaches over and like quietly pats Soiree's forearm because like she knows she's a little offended. They were a little offended by that.
Soiree's
Travis reaches over on the table and gets another
Alex
spoonful
Alexander
of-
was not offended at all. Alexander was like, yeah, no.
Nah, correct.
And he's
Yeah.
not. Alexander's not actually dumb. He just doesn't care about using it.
Valid.
Travis doesn't thinks nothing of what he said and just gets another big old spoonful of arroz con pollo.
Yes.
Yes.
Soiree just pats Zoe on the shoulder and like brushes her hair off of her like neck a little bit. And it's just turns to him and says, I'm glad you're one of the smart ones at least. You're the prettiest of the smart ones, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Glowing.
Wait, what?
Well, Miss Glacia, do we know who is also in the running to be sent by the Seps to take care of this?
No. Well, that's part of the reason for the move.
All right. So this is a all paws on deck kind of situation then.
Yes.
the move.
So it's gonna be your pack, my pack. One of the ones from Norfolk, one of the ones from Chesapeake, and one of the ones from Portsmouth.
All right. Lots of options at least.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like them try to break up packs to make it more advantageous, correct?
Correct.
All right. So we don't have to worry about no strangers being pulled in or out.
No.
And made to work together with some discourse.
Correct.
Delicious. All right.
Yes. Just so you know, with the spirit guardian, once we have it, it's gonna be good. It's about time we have a new one. Though
What
it's gonna
happened to the
start off.
last one?
It left. So my grandmother says, I don't know what happened. No one's ever told the story about it. But my grandmother says the cairn that we have, we need it, and yet at the same time, it's cursed. Don't know what that means. I've never been able to figure it out because it feels like a normal cairn. There's nothing wrong with it. It could just be cursed because the guardian spirit left. It could have been This is my theory, is someone insulted it so much it just left. They do that on occasion if the guru are extremely ungrateful for what they have been given. It's not going to be an easy task. I mean, traveling the Umbra never is, as despite many other people say, the Umbra is in fact dangerous. And it can be not kind. I mean, there's not that many Cairns left in the world. I mean, our world is dying. Now, Glacia, now you just soured the mood of dinner. All right, let me get you a mint julep, Granny, Nana. I drove my motorbike.
I can make you a virgin one, like an untouched one.
Glacia's like mouthing, please.
Already on my way. And Soiree will tap the table twice and get up and go make that for Alicia. And come back with it and just set it right in front of her.
Thank
And
you.
it looks undetectably different from the one that Nana has, but it does
Beautiful.
not have any alcohol in it.
Alex, my dude, what is your brain thinking about all of this that has been said?
If the guru that were there got the spirit to leave, then they deserved whatever came to them, because you'd have to royally fuck up to do that.
Mm-hmm.
However, once the comment was made about the world dying, there's definitely like some tension, some resentment, some anti-human dislike kind of wiling up in there. But it keeps it calm and collected and contained.
You're given another ham and cheese roll. Like Glacia just seemed to catch on and just puts one on your plate.
Like a vacuum cleaner, just.
I know Zoe is very enthralled and kind of upset with the situation.
Yes, like listening and taking in as much as she can, and also upset. Not obviously about the way Glacy says, like, that the world is dying. There aren't many Cairns, but also at the fact that someone offended this Cairn spirit so much that it felt that it had to leave.
Yep. Travis, what is your braining?
I think Travis's brain is going very analytical
Mm-hmm.
to the entire situation, like looking at it very much as a scientist would, looking at the cause, the effect, the different patterns, and like thinking back to the different legends, researching and being like, what could have caused this? Why is this happening? Going through the step-by-step process of figuring out different hypotheses for why this is happening, what's going to happen, and all that. Being, like I said, very analytical about it.
And finally, Soriée, what are you thinking?
I think Soiree is going through her mental map in her head of where all of these other packs are located.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, if trying to think, is like, is there anyone more qualified than us who would possibly be sent into it? Has Nana ever brought up like a dislike of certain ones, or maybe like there was a leader shift in there somewhere, or who amongst, those who will be at the moot might, also be a bad choice because they might be more well known for possibly doing something to offend a guardian spirit if we get one to replace the one that left.
Okay, so I will have you roll for this. It is yeah, this will be the most applicable. It will be a intelligence occult. First roll of the night, guys.
So excited.
My thing decides to work. Nope. Hold on.
Yeah, it's /W.
/W. Sorry, my thing didn't want to work.
Yep. And as a reminder, you do have 1 rage. Because I gave all y'all 1 rage for the evening.
And then... So it is, your pool is however many, you said it.
How many
intelligence
dots?
and occult?
Yes. Do you have any specialties in occult?
No.
Okay.
This is not my specialty at all. Do I need to put +1 or plus however many? Okay. See if I did it right.
Hey.
Your success. I don't know shit.
Nope. You have no idea on the local pack layouts. That might be something you may need to look into. Granted, the moot is tomorrow evening, so you have a day to look into this. But you just know there's just multiple packs around the area that Glacia mentioned. But you know the layout of your group. You just don't know the layout of everybody else's besides Glacia. You know Glacia is a Theurge and a Children of Gaia. She's a cog.
Glacia, do you know anything about what it takes to offend a guardian spirit?
It could be as simple as putting the wrong thing out.
So it's dependent on the actual spirit that
Correct.
gets brought back on what its, its own tenets basically are.
Yes.
All right.
It could have been as something as simple they weren't doing the proper ceremonies or doing rites, or it's a long laundry list of what they could have done.
Isn't that terrifying? Just a little.
There's none alive from back then. Like, there's no one we can talk to that was there.
No. Even Anne's like, I wasn't even around when this happened. It already happened when I moved here.
Do we know what kind of spirit it was?
Glacia just thinks about it. I'll have to ask my grandma. But I'm pretty sure I think it was an elemental. I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, it makes sense considering where the Cairn is.
I just don't want us to go into the Umbra and find the same exact spirit that was already there and be like, hey, you want to go home?
I mean, you can placate it.
Well, I'll let someone else do the talking.
She'll give a little nod.
Nana, quick question about how many spirits do we know are in the Umbra that could come into the Cairn and basically alleviate the situation we're in?
Yes.
Good to know.
As long as they ain't spirits of the Weaver or the Worm. You're good.
Fantastic. That opens up a lot of avenues. I appreciate it.
Yes. Zoe, honey, I'll let you know what the weaver, the worm, and all that stuff is. It's a cosmology. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Though granted, glass walkers do work with the weaver quite often. It ain't always a bad thing, but I would prefer if a weaver spirit ain't in the curve. The Caern curve. I said curve. I've had too many mint juleps.
You
Or-
said that, not me, Nana.
Or you haven't had enough.
So we're looking for mainly just a guardian spirit who ain't of the weaver or the worm, just
Mhm.
one that falls in line more with what Gaia needs,
Correct.
and who hopefully has needs that we all can meet for it on that
Yes.
end too.
Correct.
Just turns to Zoe and says, it's pretty much a very give and take situation, more so that we give to it so then we can very delicately take what we need to give back to Gaia. It's one of those symbiotic relationships and all that.
Yep. Wild spirits will be interesting, but Gaian spirits are what you're looking for. Which means animal spirits, loons, a glade child, elementals, inglings. But also another thing that y'all need to watch out for if y'all go into the Umbra are Fomori. Which, they also can find their way into the human realm and possess people. It ain't fun. But I doubt y'all gonna run into any of that out here. I mean, there hasn't been a sighting of one in like 20 years. But Nana gets up and, starts taking everybody's empty plates.
Zoe gets up and helps her.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Of course, Miss Nana.
Galatia's just sipping her mocktail. So how long have y'all been through since your first change?
It'll be Swara just kind of like squints, looks up. It'll be 14 years in September.
All right.
Just give me 1 second, math. The 7s and the 8s are really fucking hard.
Alexander is looking at the group purposely, like not wanting to answer until he's heard all the other answers.
It's been roughly about 16 years.
Zoe
I
comes
heard
back
you're
in.
6 months to a year.
11 and a half months to be precise.
And then you?
4.
4 days, 4 years, 4 weeks, 4 months.
4 years.
Decades.
4 human years.
She just stares at you for a moment. So my assumption was correct. So we have a mix of people who've been part of this life for a while versus the pups. All right.
I think Alexander unintentionally growls under his breath, being called a pup. Completely like unintentional, and then kind of gets like embarrassed that he did that and grabs the ham rolls and just like walks off.
Just gets another ham roll.
You got this, buddy.
Glacier's just counting on her fingers about how old she was when she went through her first shift. She's like, okay, hold on. How many years? Hold on. She looks like she's in her early to mid 20s. "15 years." Which should
Is-
tell y'all she was a child.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A whole ass child.
Yep. After seeing her count on her fingers, Travis just goes, "It was the 7 and the 8s, wasn't it?" Figure out 7s and 8s and the adding and subtracting and shit. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting it's 2024.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah! It's
I
2024.
totally didn't write 2023 on something the other day.
Honestly, you are not alone.
Had a real confused customer.
Mm-hmm.
That poor
Lacey,
customer.
you should come visit me at work sometime.
Where you work at?
Mermaids.
Oh, the strip club.
It's yeah,
The
basically.
gentleman's lounge.
Oh no, please don't call it that. Basically, yeah, it's basically just a bar with adult dancers. That's how I really think of it as. I'm very good at my job. I make some of the best drinks.
I may stop by,
I
but
can always make you a mocktail if you're driving.
might take a mocktail. So she just rolls up her sleeve, and of course, like on her wrist is a small tattoo with her auspice and the Children of Gaia, but it's in a way that if you don't know exactly what you're looking for, it looks like a normal tattoo.
Yes.
All right. So tomorrow night, midnight, up at the oceanfront, y'all can park at the parking garage across the street. If I remember correctly, parking is free after 8 o'clock at night. Yes, Alex.
Is it just me or are all the cameras gone on stream?
No, that's
No,
not you.
cameras are
Not
gone
just
on
you.
screen.
Dan,
Nope. Tech support.
cameras are gone. Oh, nope, they're back. I think his computer went on sleep mode for a second.
No.
That would do it.
He said it did.
It's fine. We all went into the Umbra for a hot minute and came
Yeah,
back.
so when we came back, guys, y'all went
just
across the gauntlet.
I was
Frank
just
Travis
staring.
wanted
I
to
was
use it.
staring at the screen and I was like,
Wait a minute.
I
Same.
refreshed.
You know, like
I,
noticed at the same time we both just kind of like, kept
I
looking
refreshed
back.
the browser and I was like, I don't think.
Could you
this
still
is
hear us
me.
though?
Well, I don't
I don't
know.
have sound.
I don't know. Oh well.
I have it muted because I don't want to hear you all twice.
That's fine.
Same though. Same though.
You two Markov.
Lacey, there ever been any occasions where we've had a party crasher of a human?
Yeah.
All right.
Though, you know, with the delirium and everything, if one of us is in another form, it just their brain just shuts down and they suppress it. You know, like PTSD, mental suppression of events. That's the
I
easiest
see.
way to explain it.
So if a drunk stumbles by, we don't really got to worry about that because they'll be drunk anyways and just think it's part
Correct.
of the drinking.
Yep.
Got you.
Can a human get past the delirium?
If their willpower's strong enough, yes.
Or if they're one of the bad ones,
Or a hunter.
like a hunter.
Or a kindred.
The-
That ain't a human though. That's a
Travis starts
horrible.
knocking on the table, just
Here.
Thank you kindly. That's some bad luck putting it into the. That's stirring the pot with a bad spoon. Why even mention that?
It's called manifesting.
But we also need to have Zoe be aware of what the kind of the risks to having a moot are, but why we
Mhm.
take the risks and how we can mitigate those to make
Yeah, I
sure.
was trying to educate the youngin.
Exactly.
And
Clearly,
that is a
Clearly.
fair point. That's
Lie.
absolutely a fair point.
I love Alexander's face. He's like, what?
That's just speaking bad luck into the air. It's just my opinion.
Hi guys, I am flipping through everything in my book because I have tabs upon tabs upon tabs.
Tabs on tabs on tabs.
That's all
Yeah.
And you get a tab. And you get a tab.
I had pot stickers delivered to me, so
Delicious.
What, no ham rolls?
look, I'll take pot
No
stickers
ham
over
rolls?
ham rolls any day.
I got a store-bought bag of those Taco Bell churros.
It's good. I have pasta in the fridge somewhere. Zoe, you got any questions?
None that I think can be answered right now. Mostly it's just stuff. I'm very intrigued by the whole spirit guardian thing. But obviously, we already know there's nobody who can answer those questions.
Yeah, at least not presently.
Yes.
I could maybe get answers, but I think I'd rather wait and see if we got chosen to actually do this.
We also do some research on our own at between shifts.
Mm-hmm.
We could definitely look into this.
Just so you're aware, there is a possible chance y'all may have to fight for it as well.
Lovely. All right. Well,
Al, get your fisticuffs up.
Okay.
She does this. And the best part is she has 2 dots in brawl.
Yes.
So she just like looks ineffective, but then she just goes and whams somebody in the face.
Yep, as it can be just there's always one fight at a moot. There's always one. At least one.
this ain't never mind. I'll ask Nana later on. I think that might be too personal of a question.
What?
But Zoe, do you want to come with me to the moot? I can help you get ready.
Okay.
Have a little girl time beforehand.
Okay.
All right.
Glacier just chuckles as she's just watching this.
Travis, you're gonna drive me, right?
I mean, why even ask questions you know the answer to?
I'm just trying to be polite. We're in a formal setting with Nana.
At the same time, it's Nana. She, no disrespect, Soriée, but she's basically all of our grandmothers.
Speaking of said grandmother, she is sitting down the blueberry cobbler, and there is a heap inside of vanilla ice cream right next to it.
Oh, you beautiful, beautiful woman. I love you so much.
Nana just has a little pep to her step after hearing that.
Oh, Lord. All right.
The fringe shape.
As y'all are having your ice cream and your cobbler, Nana is taking Glacia to the back of the kitchen to have a conversation. So all of y'all have been left to your own devices as a
I don't like it. I don't like it.
What is Nana's rule on trying to think of the words for it? I'm assuming there's a standing like unsaid rule in the house where if Nana brings somebody into the kitchen and they're talking, that is a private conversation, correct?
correct.
making sure. Then Soriée is basically just making sure nobody gets up from this table to leave to the kitchen while engaging Zoe and Alexander in conversation. It's very baseline conversation.
Alexander's just stuffing his face. Just
That is some damn good blueberry cobbler.
it's the best part. It's the best part of not being fully dog. I get to
Fully
eat.
dog.
Was that you can eat other things that you couldn't before?
Whoa. I used to eat things that I probably shouldn't have anyways, but this is way better.
Yeah, but now you can actually eat grapes and enjoy them.
I wasn't supposed to eat grapes before.
No. No.
No, I'm going.
Is that
off
like
how
that time I ate a piece of chocolate cake and I got yelled at?
Yes.
That's exactly what Zoe was about to ask if he could have chocolate now.
Yes, you can have the brownies now, not the special ones. But
No, I like the special ones. What are you talking about?
Please do not bring those abominations into this mood. I heard stories of another one happening where somebody brought those and it did not end well.
They are not moot. They are not moo treats. They are for when me and Zoe have a long shift and we have a long weekend.
Different opinions of what is and is not mute food.
Just
they are for our relaxing time and for our nerd time. Let us be nerds in peace.
Oh, Gaia, help you both, honestly.
It was really hard not to make a Venom reference when she said it was a symbiotic relationship.
Okay, thanks.
What does snakes have to do with this?
No. Zoe, thank God I was the only one thinking that. Thank you so
Venom's
much.
that guy from that movie that Travis took me to that one time.
Yes. The big black muscly guy with the long ass tongue.
But which one did you show him?
Listen, we are not watching the Sam Raimi movies. They are an abomination to Gaia. No. It was the Sony ones. The good ones. Tom Hardy is a fucking beefcake.
I'll take your word on that one.
Y'all have fun with that.
And we do. What? Honestly, Zoe, one of these days she likes you. You could probably get her to play some of the games that, like, sound like the one-page shit.
Alex got lost in the conversation now and just went right back to Blueberry Cobbler. Just
like the one page, the D6 games. She probably listened to you more than me.
Gotta ease people into stuff like that.
Honestly, though, the one page stuff is the easiest to understand.
Are y'all talking about acid? And that's what Nana says as she's coming back in there.
No,
Miss Nana.
No, Nana. I promise you, it's not any kind of drugs. We're just being nerds.
They're talking about tabletop things that they don't think I know about.
All right, I'm going back in the kitchen.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I just don't like to assume that people are into them. I want to play.
All right, that's fine. I mean, I had a plethora of different coworkers and things. We gotta do something whenever the bar is slow. Trust me, Barbie showed me some real weird shit.
What was the weirdest thing she showed you? Just out of
That's not
from
good
your
table
memory.
conversation. That's not good table conversation.
Oh.
Alex, you remember Barbie?
I do.
Yep, my coworker from Peabody's.
What'd she look like?
They are basically an enigma. Barbie's a straight up shapeshifter with what they decide to come to work in. I swear that.
How am I supposed to remember what they look like if they shapeshift?
They're the ones who always changed out their hair color, wearing different wigs and
Oh,
stuff.
I like Barbie.
I love Barbie. She's a doll. They're a doll.
They brought me shots that had a little extra. Alcohol is one of the best human inventions. They
Because
got a lot of shitty ones, but alcohol, I can get used to that.
Barbie's got a bartender's pour that put anybody on the floor. That's my personal opinion.
I like being on the floor.
I feel like that's not a goal we should aspire
Everyone's
to.
gonna take that the wrong way, but Alex in his mind is like imagining him in Lupus form, just like scratching his ass on the floor, just pulling the full husky.
Honestly, me as the player is just thinking just floor time where you just have those moments where you just need to lay on the floor for a hot minute.
What the hell are you doing on my floor?
It's floor time.
If y'all got time for floor time, y'all have time to do dishes time.
Oh no, that was just me. It was me as the player saying that.
Designation.
Nope, Travis is on the floor now.
No.
Travis,
That's
I'll let you use my dishing gloves.
The dishing gloves.
Oh, thank you, Travis, for volunteering and doing the dishes, sweetheart.
Wait, what's happening?
Nana's like, come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Travis has been swindled into doing the dishes in the kitchen.
Yes.
Travis has been voluntold.
Soiree's like dish cleaning gloves are literally like they're the heavy plastic ones that go about mid arm up.
Oh, like the real heavy duty ones.
Real heavy duty ones.
Ooh.
And they basically have leopard print on them.
Beautiful. We love that.
Lovely.
Love that.
You see that Glacia is no longer in the kitchen. She's not even in the house. She's gone. Yet the motorcycle's still parked outside.
We didn't see them come back through.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
She's gone wolf.
And she's gone Umbra. She's gone Umbra.
Apologies, I had something in my mouth.
You're fine.
Did our last guest head out?
She'll be back to come get her motorbike in a little bit.
Just need to...
Where
her
does
friend-
Nana live in relation to the city?
Mm-hmm.
So in Virginia Beach, there is different areas of Virginia Beach. So she is in Pungo, which is right by all the strawberry fields, and it's pretty much the country-esque part of Virginia Beach.
So their nearest neighbor is
Maybe about 3 miles away.
About 2.
Okay.
And her house is covered by woods.
She's gonna go take a walk through the trees.
She went in the Umbra. Her friend Pip needed her for a little bit.
Oh.
Alexander's gonna step outside and look around.
Roll me what's awareness, please.
Ah.
I do this to y'all.
Okay. All right. How do I use this dice roller again? Slash
W.
W. And then I do the roll. You said wits.
Awareness.
Oh, where the okay. And then
Put it in the total number, and then there should be a little plus sign. Then,
and then rage, I have
1.
my 1.
Correct.
Did mine
I got
rage go up
2.
with the dice roll?
I got
What'd you-
dose.
Yes.
You go outside. It's a nice afternoon. You hear the birds chirping. You see a couple squirrels running about. But for a moment, you hear everything go silent briefly. And then it starts back up again.
Can I circle the house looking for anything suspicious?
Okay. So with this, since you're actively looking, this is going to be a resolve awareness. Sorry guys, I suddenly got hungry. I needed the salt.
You're fine.
Totally fine.
I got nothing.
No, you don't notice anything. Nothing seems out of place.
I go back inside.
Okay. You see Travis is doing the dishes. The girls are sitting at the table. The gals.
Is there a fire going, or is it too warm outside for fireplace to be
Nana has
going?
a fireplace going.
Can I go lupus and lay in front of the fire?
All right. So, I'm pretty sure there is a role for this, so let me double check.
I thought lupus was free. If it's not, it says cost free.
Yep, you can do it. Yep,
Because if it wasn't free, I was gonna not do that.
yep, it's free. So you just shift into lupus, which is the normal size of a wolf. It's not like Hispo, which is like a dire wolf size for those who, for a D&D context kind of related thing. So what does your wolf look like?
Alex's lupus form, aka his natural form, is a auburn kind of gray red fur. Is
Mhm.
missing the same patch of fur as he has burns on his hominid form. He has burns running down the cheek, neck, and like shoulder in like a line. Some of the fur has grown back, but some of it is clearly like still scarred.
Okay.
And he's a little thick for like a wolf. Not so much that like his size is bigger, but he's a wolf that's eaten the good life. He's a chubby wolf.
He a little chunky. So you curl up by the fireplace. So as you are doing the dishes, Travis, your phone starts to ring. It is a very familiar ringtone.
Fuck
You
me.
hear the duel of the fates.
Oh, fuck me running. No, I don't want to fight right now. Please. Please.
And that's where we're leaving it tonight.
Nah.
So I'm going to write this down just so I know where we're starting back up next
Oh,
session.
she's calling already. No.
What happens to my stuff when I go lupus?
It vanishes with you.
Oh, okay.
And like when I go back to hominid, it's just there.
Yep.
Your butt starts ringing.
Your butt starts ringing.
Why is my butt playing music?
All right.
Mhm.
So we are going to do the thing that like I have done every other session of every game that I have done and have ran. There is a session known as Theory Time of what y'all think is going to happen in the Chronicle. Sometimes I may take what you tell me and turn it into that. It's also to give me ideas.
Mhm. Mhm.
King knows this very well. There has been some things that they have said during Changeling when I have ran Changeling that I have turned and used in my own games.
You denied it at first too. I was like, "You're gonna use this against us," and you're like, "No, I would never do that." And then, da, da,
Surprise.
da.
So, first of all, let me double check with everybody. How are we all feeling?
I love Nana.
I feel
I
like
love
Nana.
Nana so much.
I
Nana's
feel
the
like
best.
I'm jealous that I don't actually have steak in front of me.
This just makes me want to make arroz con pollo tomorrow,
Hey.
and I make it from scratch. It's damn good.
Yep. As a reminder, everybody, I will let you know now so you can mark it on your sheets. You have gained 3 XP. So, what do y'all think is going to happen? I gave you a lot of information tonight.
You did.
I think we're gonna have to make a choice with the spirits, and one of them is gonna be a weaver.
Okay.
But I also think that the weaver is gonna be a spirit that's really good for the Cairn, and the other spirits like varying degrees of good,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna have to make that decision.
Okay. Interesting. So y'all may, I mean, glasswalkers do work with the weaver on occasion because the weaver is associated with the spider.
I think we're gonna have a difference of opinion on what spirit is good based on our own individual backgrounds.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
I think there's definitely gonna be a fight at the moot.
Oh,
think
without
they're
a
gonna
doubt.
fight.
It just kept being hinted that like, oh well, sometimes this shit. What do you mean sometimes? Like,
Hi, as your storyteller, there is probably going to be a fight at the moot so y'all can understand the combat mechanics.
Yeah. That too.
it was too much of the DM. Like, hey, this thing happens sometimes.
Wink, wink.
I definitely think the spirit, original guardian spirit choosing to leave was from a pretty serious infraction. Like, it wasn't a little thing. Like, it was like, nah, y'all fucking up, y'all fucking around, y'all finding out.
Okay. Interesting. By the way, I am writing these things down.
I
am
could
too.
see
Obviously.
that. You've got a pen in your hand.
I know.
I definitely think that the fight that's going to break out is because if we do get chosen, one of those other ones are going to have some feelings about that.
Yep.
Maybe someone who's possibly been around baseline longer than us, since we do have 2 younger
Mm-hmm.
Guru in our
Like-
party.
The baby gets to do this? I don't
And
fucking
that's-
think so.
I think that's what's going to.
Oh, they're gonna offend my ass by insulting someone.
Yeah.
My ass gonna have to fight.
Yes. Also, next session, just so you know, if I say, hey, please mark yourself up with another rage. Because there's going to be situations where I'm going to be like, hey, get another rage point, get another rage point, get another rage point. And once I
Actually,
will
not
let
that
y'all all
many.
know, once you go above 5, y'all take a superficial damage per one after that.
Does this work like Changeling, where there's damage that knocks you out and then there's damage that kills you, and they're 2
Correct.
different damages?
Yes, there's
Okay.
superficial and then there's aggravated, which when that happens, I will tell you how to mark them off on your sheet.
The superficial is the one that heals fairly quickly.
Correct. Aggravated does not.
Okay.
So, Travis, any ideas as to why your ex-wife is calling you?
Fuck no, but I haven't. But I think I'm gonna get a rage after this phone call.
Most definitely.
Um,
Anyway,
Yeah.
I told you.
Look, you made them. You're punishing yourself.
I did. I totally did.
And I'm not one to like. I made a horrendous backstory to purposely punish the shit out of myself. So
Yes, you did.
it's rough.
It'll be fine.
You'll be
I think the
I'm
only
gonna
other-
be stressed. Thank gods I have Nana there with me when I take this phone call.
Yes, Diamond.
Oh, I was gonna say the only other theory I have running right now is mainly that, like, while Glacia doesn't know a whole lot about what's going on with the guardian spirit situation, just knows that the Caern needs it. I feel like kind of playing on the whole, like, why does the baby get to go and do it? I feel like we're also going to be put at an advantage because we have Nana as our mentor as a
Mhm.
group. So that will also put us more in line with getting this like high profile like job to go and do for the benefit of the Caern.
Yeah, but is someone gonna call nepotism
Oh yeah,
or some other bullshit? You know what I mean?
100%.
immediately.
Oh, this is where Alex is gonna get pissed.
Yeah. Especially because Nana and Soriée are also of the same tribe.
Mhm.
So, and with Nana being like an elder.
There are different levels of spirits, right?
Mhm.
So we may or may not have like maybe we only find 3 because our rolls were shit, or maybe we find a fuckload of them because our rolls were great. And so obviously we want the biggest, strongest, baddest one, but that might not be an so we could have options or no options depending narratively or
There's
dice rolls.
also a possibility I may give one that's just small and you'll have to nurture it to go up to
Right.
a bigger level.
Whatever
Like-
spirit we bring back, is that going to impact the Cairn based on what it is?
It gets a new trait,
Got you.
which will be the guardian trait.
Mm-hmm. So that's another like be careful of which ones you give the guardian trait to,
Correct.
because that could also impact the people going to
Mm-hmm.
interact with it and what it might want as its rituals and what as its like benefits that it's going to give you in return.
Correct.
Which is why we need to think of like the entire like region who
The
use
entire sept, yes.
this. Yeah, who use this.
Because it's not just you guys.
Uh-huh.
You said we need to think, and I was like, I don't.
Honey bun,
You
you will
don't
be
have to
excluded
think.
from that.
Just because I have intelligence doesn't mean I use it, okay?
You don't need to think.
Gotta
You
feel
can
that
leave the
people.
thinking to the rest of us if you want.
Exactly.
Yes.
Intelligence is a dumb
Beautiful.
stat.
All right, final call.
Intelligence is
Going
my
once,
highest side.
going twice, 3 times. All right.
Mm.
So, starting off with KingFaceCrush, where can we find you?
Hi, I'm a person. I'm here Monday nights. I am active on a lot of social medias. All username KingFaceCrush, pretty much across the board. Blue Sky, Twitter, TikTok, here. It's all the same.
Miss Liz.
Hi, I am also a person, weirdly. You can find me at various iterations of @MissLiz or @MissLiz2 on most of the social medias because I can't make decisions ever about anything in my life. Obviously, I'm here on Mondays, and you can find me over at Dag Show on Wednesdays for Kingdoms of Miss.
That one warlock.
Hello, I am actually not a person. I am an eldritch fey being that you're all hallucinating. But hello,
Beautiful.
I am I am that one warlock. I make the saddest characters you've ever seen on the internet. You can find me on all social medias at that one warlock in some way, shape, or form. You can catch me on the Dice Nazism Twitch channel playing as everyone's favorite werewolf Dilf, Connor Hottison, the Blood Hunter Barbarian, who's going through such a time right now and is ready to kill the gods. You can also catch me on the World's Request playing as someone completely opposite of that, playing our favorite twink witch, Ariel, who's currently being chased by their undead brother. So, fun times. And you also catch me here every Monday playing as just the most archaeological veteran you've ever seen.
MadnessDiamond, I saved you for near the end because I know you have a laundry list.
Thank you. I was assuming. The longest for last.
Yes.
I'm MadnessDiamond, but since you've seen me play my new werewolf, you can call me Diamond. You can find all of my lovely, lovely links across the interwebs at MadnessDiamond. Unless you're looking for me on TikTok, then I'm at MadnessDiamond 2.0. You can find my entire actual play schedule in my beacons link, which is beacons.ai/MadnessDiamond. But starting now, you can find me here on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time playing Soirée, your lovely Silverfang Ragabash. On Tuesdays, you can find me over on Dinner and a Game with our lovely Starshard.Stories, where we're playing Emerald Sanctums again. And I play Bay, my very squishy, very human hunter. On Thursdays, you can find me over Quest playing my wonderful Battle Mage Barbarian, Melusine Luce Vestra. And then this Friday, in honor of Black History Month, you can find me on, sorry, I'm looking at my notes, Apochromatic Unlimited, where we are running Mix, Measure, Make, or a game designed and ran by Honey and Dice, where we're going to be playing Feast and Fixing, which is going to be our lovely characters going head to head against each other in a food truck competition. I already have my character built. It's going to be a lovely time, but you can find us there at 7:30 Central Standard Time, and we should probably run until about 10 p.m., I think is the average time that we got, but it's going to be myself, Honey and Dice as our GM, the Third Vault Yarns, who is also Lola, GM Mark J, and Sphinx RL are going to be the entire players for that one. So I'm very excited to be invited to play in that game. And yeah, that's where you can find me. If you want to know more about me, just follow me on my socials.
Hello, and I am your storyteller, Starshard.Stories, or Starshard.Story on most corners of the internet, because the internet can never make up its mind on what is appropriate for my username. You can find me on Mondays at Beggar Street for the last season of Twin Cities by Night, where I play a Zmitzi known as Myrtle. The players this season are Basics of the Game, Shortbeard the Bard, and Radio Free Will. And it is ran by the lovely Dyson Autism. You can see it at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then you come back here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Starfield for Werewolf the Apocalypse, where I run these lovely people through trauma. On Tuesdays, you can find me on Emerald Sanctums, where I play Countess Rosaline, our she-noble from Changeling the Dreaming, as it is a multi-splat World of Darkness game. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Friday night, you can come back here on the Starfield at 7:45, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Midnight Codex, which is our 12-part series, which is a game ran in the Omen system, which the cast is Zoot Machine, Dyson Autism, Dicey Table Podcast, and Blank Bodies Podcast, which wonderful people, the lot of them, where they're playing a bunch of movie nerds that somehow woke up in an alley and suddenly they can use magic. It's been a wild time so far. I think the funniest spell I've seen so far is the one where you could turn anybody into a guinea pig. And then you can find me on a Dicey Table Podcast for our D&D game, where I play Vanya Skylark, our high elf Storm Herald Tundra Barbarian.
Love her.
She's great. Spoilers, we had to go through a maze. We made it out. Shocking. And Vanya may have let out a magical creature out of an orb on accident. So, on that note, that is all the things that I'm involved in so far When we get closer to April, I may have some announcements for Gen Con, so cannot wait. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, good night, happy time zone, and goodbye. Sam,